Hey guys, welcome to a new. Jeez. Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Plot Addiction. I know it's been a long time and a lot of things has happened since then. But let's start with showing you my new closet music room. So here it is. So here's my record table. I've got a few 7 inches on the speakers, which is a pretty neat collection. Here's my records, regular records. These are my soundtracks. The Queen Live Rainbow 74 at the end over there. Cassettes. And then on the other side, let's move this thing over here. So here I got my, this is Melissa's, my girlfriend's collection. It's just a small CD collection. These are CDs that I don't plan on keeping. This is my video game music soundtrack collection. Ooh, I see that here. They're not placed correctly. I don't know what happened, but there you go. Video game music. And these are my CDs. So what I decided to do lately, I'm listening to all of my CDs in alphabetical order in my car. So I've listened to all of these, and now I'm at Nirvana. So actually, this is not placed correctly, but yeah, Nirvana. Next up is Our Lady Peace. So yeah. So guys, this is my new place, my new music closet room, and yeah, this is where I'm gonna do my videos from now on. So yeah, back at the Music Vinyl Show Hall. Alright guys, I got my Canadian sweater. Let's get this show started. So first you might be wondering what's playing in the background. So this is actually another video game soundtrack. It's called Persona 5. And this is a 4 record collection set. And yeah, decided to put that to play during this video. So I acquired this, it was on special online, so I decided to get it. At first I bought it, and the sleeves were all like, there was like the split thing on them, so I needed to return them, and they gave me one back. Good customer service. It's at thinkgeek.com, I think, or something like that. Anyway, so good service, yeah, and they did a good job. Next up, might as well start with the big guns. So I bought the 2 first Iron Maiden albums, which are awesome. Great singer. I know that the singer is different from the other albums, but yeah, man, great albums. The first one I bought from a friend. He had it for sale, and yeah, he offered it to me. This one I found it at the store at first, but I didn't have the money, and I told that to one of my friends, Christian. And he bought it for me, which is pretty cool. And since then, I mean, we do a lot of that. I give him music, he gives me music. So it was very nice of him to buy me Killers from Iron Maiden. By the way, I'm not showing you all of my records that I bought because that would take forever. It's been forever since I did a video. So yeah, let me just show you, the good stuff, So next up, I've been expanding my Styx collection. Now I think I'm only missing one. So I got The Serpent is Rising and the live album, which is their last album on record, if I'm not mistaken. Well, the last, album with the original singer, Dennis DeYoung. Yeah, Serpent is Rising was very hard to find. I found it in PEI, Prince Edward Island in Canada. And it's considered one of their worst albums, but I don't see why, because this is a very good album. They have one weird song in there. Some of the lyrics that I remember is that "Don't sit down on the plexiglass toilet," and yeah, that makes me laugh a little bit. And it's a great album. I recommend it. Next up is an album that I saw on one of the VC members called Doom Paul. So he recommended this album called Crack the Sky. For all of you progressive fans, I highly recommend this album. And the first song is just gonna drive you nuts. It's a very good album song. It's called Nuclear Empathy. So highly recommended album for progressive rock fans. And next up, you guys might be like super crazy about this album. I didn't know much about it, but it was recommended by my friend Jex, and I bought it a few weeks ago. And so it's called Rage. It's their first album, Ring of Fear. Yeah, so I had no idea about this album, but holy crap, is it ever good, man? It's like some speed or trash metal, you know, that kind of music. Man, I was very impressed. I love the whole album. I don't know much about Rage actually, but yeah, I'll continue listening to it, and wow. Next up is one of my favorite actually, speed or trash. I don't know what style is considered what, but I don't know what's the difference between speed or trash, but this is one of them. It's called Gothic Slam. It's their second album, Just a Face in the Mirror. Who died and make you gut? So yeah, this is their first song, called Why Not, and man, I highly recommend it again. This is on CD also if you ever find it. Man, like this album, I always listen to it and I can never get tired of it, so highly recommend it. Gothic Slam. I think the first time I saw that was on Corey's VC channel, so yeah. Next up is another album that I saw on Doom Paul's VC. It's called Blood Rock, and the album's name is 2. So I had I knew it was good because I remember listening to it after Paul has recommended it. And I really liked it, and again I bought it and I listened to it. I really liked it again. I don't remember much about it, but I'll need to keep listening to it because man, it's a very cool album. Bought it in Prince Edward Island again. Man, Prince Edward Island, holy crap, do they have good stuff, man. If you ever go there, like just go see the store, go talk to people. They have really cool stuff compared to here anyway. Next up, again in Prince Edward Island, called Dead Kennedys. So I was at this guy's house, JP Benoit he's called, and we decided to do a trade, and there was still some records that I could get because the records that I gave him had more values, and I saw that the Dead Kennedys. I heard about them, but I don't know much about them, and he recommended me this album, and man, this is some good punk for sure. This album is I think it's all like B-sides, recordings, and you know, unreleased stuff. So yeah, it's a cool album. I recommend it. Well, basically, I recommend all of my albums, you know, because I like them. I wouldn't have them in my collection if I wouldn't. So just to for you guys to know, I recommend all of my albums. Next up is actually my favorite band. They released a new album lately, and they're called Dead From Above 1979. So this is a band from Ontario, Canada, I think. And man, do they have some cool stuff. So it's only 2 members in the band, a bassist and a drummer. And wow, do they do good music, man. So I first bought their 7-inch. Side B is Keep It Real Dumb. So this is a unreleased track, so which it was pretty good too. And of course, Freeze Me is one of their greatest song on the album. This one I bought it in Sunrise Record, this new store that you guys might have heard about. And this one was sold out all over Moncton. So guess where I found it? Of course, Prince Edward Island. They had one. There's a guy at the store who kept it for me on the side, which was very nice of him. So yeah, man, I love every album from Dead From Above. I own all of their albums on record, so yeah, this shows how I love them. Listen to it now! Next up is a band, I don't know, I think you might know them, not that popular, you know, Red Hot Chili Pepper, I don't know. So yeah, this is their last album, I think. It's called The Getaway. I really like the vibe of this album, so I decided to get it. The Getaway, Dark Necessities, Go Robot. Yeah, man, like, their album before that, I wasn't much of a fan of it. I did listen to it and I got used to it, but this one caught my attention again, and they got some good stuff on there for sure. So next up is a 7-inch. It's the White Zombie Gods on Voodoo Moon. So this is a reissue. I think that they did this reissue during a record store day, and yeah, it's like a limited edition, which is pretty cool. I love White Zombie, and before their two last album, which is their last three albums. Anyway, Les Exorcisco, Devil's Music Volume 1, and after that, they changed their style. Like before that, they were a lot more like, I don't know, a different style. I can't really like say what it is, but it's pretty cool, man. So this is their 7-inch. First 7-inch release ever, but it is a reissue. Next up is a limited edition record, actually. So I got this in a local store called Frank's Music. It's a Red Sun Rising, so it's a very new style hard rock. And yeah, I think it's limited to 2,000 copies. This album has been in Frank's Music stores forever. Like nobody bought it. I don't know why, because it's some good music. I highly recommend the song Emotionless from Red Sun Rising. And yeah, like he had it on sale for $20. I mean, I had no choice to get it, right? It's a cool album. It's also colored vinyl, which is like a smoky orange. Yeah, so if you like some new style hard rock, try it out. Red Sun Rising. First heard it on Sirius XM on the radio. Next up, I have their first album and decided to get their second one. It's called Fuzz. Second album is called 2. And these guys, like the name is exactly what it is. It's fuzz. Like the sound of this guitar is very fuzzy. And man, is it like, if I could explain it, it's like Black Sabbath but newer style. I paid quite a heavy amount on this one, but I really wanted it. It was on a local store, so I decided to buy it anyway. You know, money, I'm gonna have this album forever, so it doesn't matter how much I pay for it, right? Next up is an album you might know, Metallica, their last album, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Man, I'm so happy that they went back to their roots and, you know, like put some very trash speed metal again on there. And Atlas Rise is probably my favorite song. And man, like, yeah, they come back to the root. I hope that if they do more albums, they do this again. You know, like lately I've listened to Load. And wow, man, like it's not the same as this album. Really like it. So yeah, cool. Next up is kind of an indie band. I don't know if you know about them. It's called Cage the Elephant. So this is their first album. Very hyper music. You know, like yeah. You know, like I could compare them to maybe like the first album of what they're called, Arctic Monkey. It's kind of the same style. But what's strange with them is the other albums that they released, they decided to go more mellow, which I like. I still like the latest music because I like mellow music. But what I don't like is, why did you change your style, right? Like when I went to their second album, I was expecting this, like, you know, the same kind of excitement in their music, but they just didn't deliver. But so I had to look at the other album into another point of view, you know, like slower indie music. So yeah, just to let you guys know what is my point of view for Cage the Elephant. Highly recommend this album. Oh yeah, I said that already, that I would highly recommend all my albums. Sorry guys. So next up, I'll show you 3 albums. So I won an auction in an auction house locally, and man, in this auction they had a bunch of cool records, the Stranglers that I can think off the top of my head. They had other things, but I can't remember just like that. But I was only able to win one of the auctions, and it's pretty cool. Like it's 3 Elvis Costello's albums. So this is his first album, if I'm not mistaken. And then Elvis Costello's and the Attractions, and Elvis Costello and the Attractions again. So man, every time I listen to one of their albums, I just decide to listen to all 3 at the same time. It's just, you know, good music to do while I'm doing the dishes or while I'm cleaning. I like it, you know. And in the same auction, I also won the Clash, Black Market Clash, which is a bunch of B-side or unreleased tracks from them. You know, I don't like all of the Clash album. I really like Combat Rock, but I'm not a big fan of London Calling. You know, sorry about that. But this album is pretty cool. You know, like different styles I can see, because, you know, like there's there's songs from 77 to 1980, so, you know, they must have changed their style, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Next up is pretty cool also. So man, I went to Campbellton, which is a city near my hometown where I grew up, and there was this antique store which I've never been through. It was a new store and they had records for sale. And man, I saw these for $2 each, which was pretty cool. Oh, and these are the last of my of what I have to show you today. So $2 each. MC5, Kick Out the Jam, I think it's called, or yeah, Kick Out the Jam, and High. $2 each. I can't believe it, man. Like this is. I've never seen a deal like that. The guy must have not known what these albums were, and I'm happy that I found them before someone else could steal them, you know. So yeah, MC5, 2 albums. I like it. I'm not a big fan of the of music before the 70s, but there's a few that I can listen to, like MC5, Black Sabbath, which their first album was released in '79, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, like yeah. So yeah, these are gonna be cool to go in my collection. Yeah. So guys, this was a haul that was due for a long time. I hope you liked it, and geez, if you liked it, please click the like button, and I'll try to make some more time to show you what I got. So guys, have a good one. Hopefully see you next time, and hope you enjoy.